Welcome to the Texas Go Radio Show. I'm your host, Pretorius. This is part 15 of the 1874 live stream by Owen Benjamin.
Finds you well. This is my first letter, though I've been listening to your streams for a couple years, so I hope the enclosed payment sufficiently covers my gay away. I want to say thank you for the streams. While the constant laughter and entertainment have been welcomed additions to my work week, I am most appreciative of the perspective you have given me on gratitude and shedding victim consciousness. You have provided invaluable clarity on my journey to becoming the best man I can be. It's great that you end every stream by encouraging your community to have children. Not so much because I think that's something our society needs, though it may be, but more so because having kids is awesome. I'm reminded of a letter you read a while back in which the writer told of a man he knew who had 13 children. When people asked this man why he had so many kids, his response was, "Because I'm not gay." What a legend. Despite its simplicity, I find this to be a truly inspirational mindset. I doubt I'll ever be as not gay as that guy, but my wife and I do have 3 young kids of our own, and will likely try for number 4 this year. I look forward to joining the prestigious 4-father club, God willing. There's so much to be grateful for. This life is indeed full of beauty and goodness. I appreciate that you show us glimpses of your beautiful home and family, and that we have the Bertari Times app to witness all the crushing happening in the community. I'm making it a goal of mine this year to get more involved on the app. Speaking of which, might be verified as Thoroughbear. Welcome, Thoroughbear. In the spirit of my mindset as I write this, I'll close my letter with a lyric from Stephen Kellogg's Satisfied Man. If heaven and family and children and what's left of the race that I ran, then I'll quietly slip to the slumbering peace of the sleep of a satisfied man. And that rings true with what I was talking about earlier with chasing that ring versus just working. I mean, I'm not saying don't work hard. When I say like family first, it doesn't mean like don't work and just hang with your family all day. But don't feed that ego at the expense of your family. Best wishes to you and your family, Thoroughbear. Wonderful. And then final letter of the day. I think they need you in the wrong. Right. Hey, Bart King and Bears, wanted to thank you for your recent streams. The Jerry Marzinski and Nefarious movie review streams were gold. It's proof of God's existence that I can... Notice they say gold and not fiat. Man, those streams sure were fiat. Man, those streams sure were crypto. No, it's gold. It's proof of God's existence that I can get white lightning, 1,000-watt truth in my ears while dealing with Illinois cop shit from an epic comic in a barn in the Idaho Panhandle. Oh, nice. I remember you. Absolutely powerful use of the internet to bitch slap the darkness. Also, apologies for my previous letter regarding crossbow dispute. The good, true, and beautiful are good guideposts. No, I love the letter. I just didn't want to get you in trouble. I wrote that letter the day after a bad incident. You sensibly didn't finish the letter as it was rough. It's not that it was rough. It's that I didn't want any details about your life as a cop. You know? It's just like I just had an instinct that was like, don't read this part. Because it just felt like it was such a specific incident, and I didn't want to bring any stresses to your life. I've noticed your stream's like a giant reluctant warlord should. Thanks for not whacking me with the band hammer. It's my shit. I don't need to deal with cop shit on your stream. No, it's okay.
The fact that a police officer who's supposed to be, well, I mean, I'm just going to leave it at that.
I just want to keep it on. Yeah, I do. I am quite a guard dog. Cop stuff is always true, sometimes good, but rarely beautiful. The streams mentioned above, wow. I often deal with the homeless, drug addicted, the lost, damaged, and hurt. I can honestly say you can almost see it at times. Their mental illness and chemical imbalances, which the ER doctors always refer to. I think they struggle to believe their own bullshit, or these lost and damaged people actually have actual voices that are not in them, but outside, way outside. I pushed your streams and Marzinski on the quality cops I work with, another tool for the toolbox. Every little bit helps. As far as your movie review of Nefarious, I saw Nefarious with my adult daughter, Grace. I had to look for it as it wasn't in a lot of theaters. I married at 30, my wife was 35. We named her after God's grace, the undeserving blessing that our Creator offers if we meet Him on His terms. That's beautiful, man. The movie was like your streams, raw truth that hits like a sharp smack to the face. No apologies. It is what it is. It's really about the choices. Nobody forces young men to hook up with different women, to play with the infinite like any other dalliance. The voice that whispers in your ear, you're not ready yet. The abortion scene. Tell her you made a horrible mistake. Oh my God, that scene was so powerful. Tell her you made a horrible mistake. You want to hold that child. Make your life about sacrificial love. I know from personal experience the power of that scene. Oh my God, it was so fucking true. Tell her you made that mistake. Tell her you made a mistake. Tell her you want to hold your child. Oh my God. Grace is more than I deserve. Neither my daughter nor God's forgiveness. Quality people listen to your streams, Big Bear. Young men, listen up. Sexual desire is natural. You like girls, so become the kind of man a quality woman might want to consider in a forever sense. Choose a walk-on part in the war. Reject a lead role in the cage. When I decided not to kill myself after talking a casual girlfriend into getting an abortion, I never expected a family, even a small one. The years passed, the young woman involved forgave me, showing me what strength really was. Walking away from someone like me was proof of her strength. God forgave. When I truly repented, I had become the kind of man who could forgive the selfish boy I was. Yeah, that's why I made sure to say it's like way colder if you already have children. Because, yeah, I know several people that have had abortions, and once you understand what you've done, if you face it, there is forgiveness in this world. Like, when you face it. But don't pretend it is something it wasn't. It's horrifying. But, once you know, that's when it gets, when you see these people just casually, like Jordan Peterson, all these people, saying abortion's good after he's had his own kids. Insane. I had to become the kind of man who could forgive the selfish boy I was. Abortion is killing for convenience. So avoid convenience. Say to God, thy will be done, and obey. God, that's totally, you're nailing it. It's not like, I know I can come across as very hard and very intense, and I make people feel bad. But that doesn't mean there isn't like paths of redemption and forgiveness.
He says that whenever he says, and make people feel bad. He says that as though it's a good thing, because in a way it is. You're not supposed to make everybody feel good. That's a for sure thing. But he's manipulating the reality of his abusive nature. The predatorial, dangerous cult leader is saying, I'm hurting you, but it's a good thing. He's taken a little piece of truth and he's perverted it.
For everybody. It's just like there's layers of it. You know, and if you have been a part of an abortion, you convinced a girl to have an abortion. That's fucking heavy, dude. That's heavy. And it gets even heavier after you have kids and you know what it actually was. You know? And so this dude is handling it really well because God did give him a daughter, and that's beautiful. And a lot of times people that go through that don't ever have kids. There's like curses involved in this shit, man. It's like there are people that like were part of that and then they like never had kids after. And that's, I almost hope they never know what they lost because it's so painful. It's like having a family, having kids is the greatest gift ever. It's like there's nothing like it. And so it's almost like I don't know. It's like sometimes it's almost like a mercy that these people didn't even know. What's Kyneton doing? I feel so bad for the ones stuck in a shame loop after they see what they've done. I want to give them a hug. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I do. I feel bad for those people too. Like the ones that just can't stop like hurting themselves once they see what they've done. Like I'm not trying to.
This is another aspect of why I think that it's important for people to be calling out dangerous cults like this, is because this small piece of this entire stream, this is 5 minutes or so, and it's coming across sincere, and there's nuggets of truth to it, universal truths, but it's almost as though he's using this as a justification for all of the evil that he does. Like I said, he hits you and then he takes care of you and says, see, I'm a nice person, I'm a kind person.
That on you. I'm trying to help people like admit what it is, because you can't get through shit unless you admit what it is. And then, you know, and then really work to be a better person or to like deserve forgiveness. And then you can have a great life. What does it say? I heard an exorcist say God doesn't like abortion, but arrogance is worse because he can make life and take souls of children, but pride is worse. An exorcist said that? I don't know. I think some people have abortions and they'll come up with anything to make themselves feel better. Anyway, moving on. God is all about that shit. Learn from mistakes. Embrace the good, true, and beautiful. Keep it up, Big Bear. You're the berserker in the culture war. Lastly, I have been in buildings recently. Once drove a Subaru, and as you recently pointed out, eyes are in fact gay, and I like to read. Please use enclosed fiat gravel to pay my gay way so I don't fall into the sodomy abyss. God bless you, Owen Benjamin Smith. At Doll Wolf Bear. Yes, one-page rule obeyed, standards rock. I like it. I like it. That guy's great. That guy's fucking great. It's the ones that celebrate as, yeah, one reason why I'm really hard about it is because a lot of people will be like, not only isn't it murder, it's good. Like that was the thing that got me in trouble with my publisher when I sold my book to Norton Publishing things and got, it was either 60 or 75,000 bucks up front that I had to give back with interest, is Lena Dunham was telling young girls that she wished she had had an abortion because it's so brave, that she wants one. And I went off on her on Twitter and I got calls like, you're not allowed to do that. And I was getting calls for a while. Like I originally deleted my first Beyonce tweet. Like if you look up Owen Benjamin Beyonce 9 years ago, I made fun of her Super Bowl dance. Like they always do this idol thing with like Beyonce and Taylor Swift, and they do the whore Babylon, and they get all this energy, and they push this shit on all the kids. And so I like to put a little wrench in that wheel. And I did delete that tweet because my manager was like, "Hey, it's Joel, dude, I've been getting a lot of shit about this tweet," and it didn't mean that much to me. I'm like, okay. And I was getting all this heat, but I'm not gonna like lose my career over making fun of Beyonce. No problem. But when people were telling me I had to back someone saying that they wished they killed a baby, or that someone was putting their 5-year-old on hormone blockers, that's when
He wasn't the only one saying this. He did not get kicked out of Hollywood for saying this. He left Hollywood because he wasn't getting the jobs that he used to get. It's as simple as that, and it's provable.
I was like, because I'm not completely unreasonable. Like I did delete the Beyonce tweet. I'm not losing, like, you know, I would get calls about my tweets all the time. They'd be like, and I'd be like, yeah, no problem. I can delete that. It's no problem. When they were like, yeah, delete your tweet making fun of the girl saying she wants to kill a baby. I'm like, no, that's not happening. I'm not doing that for money. Because it's like, at that point, you start feeling like you're selling your soul, you know? Because you're like, when you know how bad something is and you're like, yeah, I'll delete that statement. It's one thing if you might be wrong or you're just making fun of something that's pissing people off. You don't have to go there. It's like I don't say nigger on Twitter. It's not a hill I'm going to die on. Like I've made my stance. But like no problem. I don't have to say that on Twitter. I'll keep this platform. But if they were like, you can't mock someone who's saying she wants to kill a child, like saying that to kids, no. At that point, you take the arrows, you set fire to everything, and you figure out what the hell you're going to do with your life. And that's exactly what I did. And fortunately, we made a lot of friends along the way. And so we're all still together here. We've lost some friends. Yesterday was the 1-year anniversary of the Jort Wars.
They've lost a whole lot of people. He has lost a whole lot of people. Them bear goggles have fallen off of so many people. Thank God.
There's some people that found my question, who did Jesus pray to? Horrifying and rage-inducing. And so those people all kindly saw their way out, and that's okay too.
No, it was probably the fact that he said, F you and the Lord. Oh, you think I'm kidding? I'm not.
All right, let's land this plane. Codsworth, super chats, if we have any. So subscribe to unauthorized.tv, our stablest platform that's been through all of it. If you wanted to send me a letter, the letters today were wonderful. P.O. Box 490, Sandpoint, Idaho, 83864. You got to mock the evil. Yeah. And there's layers of it. It's like, I don't have to mock Beyonce. Like, if I still was wrapped in touring, if they're like, can you not mock Taylor Swift? I'd be like, okay. If they're like, you have to back this guy who's publicly, he's chemically castrating his 5-year-old. I'd be like, no, fuck you. All right, Austin, just listen to the racist joke stream. I'm not gay, so I don't have Twitter. But I'd like to add one more to your collection. The only joke I've ever been able to remember goes like this. What would the Flintstones be called if they were black? The niggers. That's great. I love those. Hope you enjoy Platypus Bear. Yeah, I loved it. Platypus Bear. Made me deeply happy. And merch for bears. We should definitely roll out some Niggles chicken merch. I love it. And even if it doesn't sell great, I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't want to wear it. I don't care. I want to get that going, so one day I will open Niggles chicken. Because niggers chicken, I can understand. It might be like a vulgar thing. Niggles. There's no argument. If you can have Cracker Barrel, you can have Niggles chicken. And I will not cuck on that. Why are there no black people in the cartoon Jetsons? Because the future is bright. No, the blacks are still there. They're just down on the ground. The Jetsons is all in the air. Yeah, they're blacks in the Jetsons. They're just all on the ground. They're not allowed to fly, obviously. Just got my merch today. It's fire. Nice. Yes, do Niggles chicken at the festival. I really should. That's such a fucking good idea, Wobbly. I'm going to launch Niggles chicken at the festival. God willing. Allegedly. All right, God, we good? All right, guys. Thanks again for showing up. The future belongs to those who show up. entropystream.live/app/Owen Benjamin Comedy and BertariaCampgrounds.com. We got to start working on the recipe now. Got to be top. One of the only blacks I know in Idaho sent me this. I'm not kidding.
This is an aspect, and I was debating whether or not to bring this up, but this is an aspect that proves that Owen Benjamin is a cancer to anything that could possibly be innocent or good or whatever. I've got links to my Cash App and Patreon in the description. I haven't mentioned that whatsoever. I did mention that I've been adding descriptions just so it's easier if you're trying to go through the videos to see what it's about. I've been trying to be a little bit more clear of specifically what's in the video. But I added those two. Why? Because I've been asked to. And so I did. And somebody saw that and said, I was with you on Owen Benjamin until I saw that you had your Cash App. And I was like, you literally had, you found it. I didn't tell you it was there. Now I'm telling you it's there. But it's to prove a point that Owen literally peddles all of his entropy and all that kind of stuff multiple times throughout any live stream, whether it's 45 minutes long or 3 hours long. Multiple times, gets pissed off that he's not getting anything. And to compare putting my Cash App in the description to what Owen does is, I feel like that's absurd.
She said.
But that's one of the things that Owen does. He ruins people's perception on certain things.
So I've spent months perfecting my fried chicken recipe, and I'm legit negotiating a lease in town to open up a fried chicken restaurant, and it pains me that I'm not rich enough to call it niggers. And by the way, she would be one of the only blacks in Sandpoint. Imagine that. Picture this. You're in Sandpoint, Idaho, the whitest place in the world, but you have one shop, and it sells fried chicken, and it's owned and run by a female black, and it's just called niggers. Like, what are you going to do about it? You're going to get offended? You're going to get offended at the only black in Sandpoint? Granted, she's slightly one of them light-skinned niggas, so it's not as aggressive, like more like light-skinned Jamaica vibe, I'd like purple black. Like I want eggplant black. But see, here's the thing about Nigger's chicken. No blacks. No blacks. She's trying to corner the market. Well, see, now I can't use her recipe because she's going to have when she starts launching this stuff, I'm going to promote the fuck out of it. It's so good. Like yesterday, like we had dinner with their family and she brought this homemade ginger ale. It was like insane. Like she makes homemade, like they have lambs and sheep and they kill their own and they make these like kebabs and it's like insane food. It'd be so funny watching people's heads fall off. Yeah. Like watching gay whites, like be like, oh, I can't eat at a place called Nigger's Chicken. And it's like a female woman of color, like the epitome of what these people fetishize. Oh, a woman of color-owned business, a woman-owned business, a color-owned business. What's it called? Nigger's Chicken. I love that shit. A black lesbian? No, not lesbian. She's a happily married woman. Can we add Aunt Jemima riding the chicken, riding the bike? No, that's a copyright situation. Not sure if you're here to fuck with me, Brando Berry, trying to get me to bite so I do a lawsuit. I haven't eaten yet today. I just want everyone to know I'm a little aggressive. 123 Fake says, how many Jews does it take to change a light bulb? I don't know, as they prefer gaslighting. That's a good one. All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Rumble, Telegram, VK, Unauthorized, Odyssey, whatever mirror channels you guys can muster up. And Twitter, where else can be? D-Live. D-Live still kicking around. Be fruitful, multiply. Don't be fruity and bowl guy.
This is the Texas Goat Radio Show, and I'm your host, Notorious. As always, till next time.